So my intention was, as a choreographer, to create situations that best reflect the nature of the way how I'm working as a choreographer and how I create. So I initiate different improvisation situations and I watch them, how is this situation resonating on them. And through of the long improvisation and this session, we analyzing and reflecting back what's happened with us, like personally, one by one, and how is it resonate this situation, what was on the space, and the aim was to learn through of these questions, difficulties, dilemmas, understanding, not understanding, what we went through in these processes. And so that was 4 days, and today we did a memory map, which is based on these 4 days, what we did. So we went through all of the tasks, all of the improvisation, also reflecting more verbally what's happened there, what they learned, what's happened with them in this different situation, which is based on performativity, also responsibility, also who am I as a dancer, as a private person, also I feel I'm not here, I feel not me here, or I feel I trust, no trust. It's a lot of things pop up today, and when we decide what we do, it was a lot of ideas, but none of them is not fit of the nature how we worked. So we decide, we go with this, everybody has this paper, a map from this day, notes, and as a next step, we just agree 2 things, and we want to just make a next step for our research. So I don't know also exactly what they show me now.
Okay, start to hold my ear. This is my preposition. Oh. Now this is my preposition. unreal, picture, fake, unreal, picture, fake, unreal, fake, unreal, fake, unreal.
Forest.
To understand the group, it might need the forest.
Fake, unreal, fake, unreal, fake,
To understand the group, it might need the forest.
Madonna.
fake, unreal, fake,
Like a prayer,
fake, unreal,
touch
unreal, fake, unreal,
Madonna.
the forest, the maze, the forest. I'm not pretty sure if I actually want to do this with you guys. I've done this task. This is a fake situation.
Pre-warning. We do this for 3 hours, we only have
I'm a fucking fly on the wall.
warning. Oh, are we afraid?
Who is willing to take a lead in this?
I participate. I'm not participating. Just take responsibility for yourself. For yourself. For yourself.
Why did I choose this profession? That's something I ask myself every day. Honestly, what's your favorite flower? I'd have to say a tulip. Chamomile, roses, lavender. What's your favorite thing to eat for breakfast? Not the hostel food, that's for sure. Are you a capital person? I have to say, cat. Opening the space. Opening personal struggles. I don't remember a single shit.
You need to sing. I don't remember a single shit.
So when we started, no one really got the tasks and everyone was super anxious. job was mentally draining. And maybe it still even is now that you're witnessing us doing this.
Everyone, I give a class.
Thank you. What is fake?
I have a dilemma.
What's your dilemma? What's
I
reality?
don't know.
What's not? What is fake? What is real? What is unreal? What is real? What is reality? What is reality? What is not? What is real? What is me? What is real? What is the word? I don't know. What is fake? What is reality? What is the word? What is reality? What is fake? What is reality? What is the truth? Is there a truth? Can I just interrupt for a second, please? My biggest dilemma coming into this was whether I should perform or whether I should just be casual. Which one? The whole sentence? Only one for a second. Can I interrupt you guys for a second? Just 1 second. My biggest dilemma coming into this was whether I should perform or whether I should be casual.
Where's the group feeling?
What even is casual?
Where's the group feeling?
Is it fake or is it real? What is going on? That's the truth I know. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Kikeriki. Kikeriki.
Okay, slowly find the answer. Okay. Thank you. We have question, or if you want to add something what I told in the beginning, you can add something. Feedback questions.
But I really enjoyed
I think we did now what we did. I just short feedback. I think now you find this nice way to edit and compose together, but was the first 2 days was not that easy, but more, I think, you know, the composition together, you know.
We've been doing improvisation that were 3 hours or 2 hours long with one task, and so we were really building our energies, and it was shifting in such a different way. So I feel like it was quite challenging to have to do room and trying to get that feeling, but we were still able to bring out some of the connections throughout the days. So those 20 minutes were also like a wrap up of 4 days. It was like a little trailer, let's say. kind of. Because there's so much depth that also was part of the process to verbalize as well.
It was again my intention. In the beginning, what I told, it was again what it was understandable. I'm just asking you understand what was my aim. Not so it was not for the last, not this 5 or 10 minutes what we did now, but just the process how we worked. It was okay, but it was.
I think maybe to answer the silence, I think it also took us these 4 days to understand. So I think you cannot understand it in these 15 minutes we showed. I think it's more complex, and also the situation of you watching us changes a lot. And I don't know, you go into this performative body, and yeah, so it's very different.
And it was not meant to be in the performative body. So that's actually super challenging when you suddenly have people and even a camera and witness 2 performances beforehand. So it was, I think for me, it was the most challenging to be like more in this. I mean, you also sang it, so yeah.
I only had like 30 minutes that I could watch your lab, and in this 30 minutes I felt like you're giving a really big task or many tasks at the same time, and at the same time you're handing over the responsibility to each one in the room in order to interfere with each other or to integrate 1 or 3 or everybody, and I was really surprised how you, as a group, were kind of developing like a swarm intelligence. In a very short time, I had difficulties to understand the task first, but then when I saw you working, I felt like, yeah, this is it, because somebody started with a small thing and then you took something over, and suddenly this became like a group movement. And then suddenly somebody else came in with another kind of instruction, and therefore I feel like there are like 15 choreographers in the room, and this is maybe the reason why we are sitting here with the difficulty asking a question, because we see so many different propositions. But I had the prejudice, the opportunity to be with you for 30 minutes and to get the task, and therefore I can maybe see more relations or more interactions that are going on between the group. And I wonder how you transferred that kind of idea to give responsibility into this presentation now. Is that a clear question?
Yes. No, I think we just decide we use this what we summarized in the afternoon, 3 hours. We just went back to the memories, and everybody, meanwhile we share thoughts, everybody did notes, and also through the 4 days, all of the questions was answered a bit. Meanwhile, this for 3 hours talking. And I think this is day to day a bit make us a bit understand each other, not just me, also in the group. So maybe I think a bit this is help to a bit find some common ground together. And yeah, because when you were here, we did one task and we developed further than this one, but also I think we touched like 5, 6 different, texts. One of was, I just opened my mind as a choreographer and I spoke about my dilemmas and the way I work. It was more a confession, 10 minutes confession, and that just opened the space to react what I dropped in the space. So that was very deep, and some of the tests was very physical, based on really physical, movement-based stuff. System, how you find when you move the from mass, how you find system, and you, what is the first thing, what is catch your attention, and you stay with this, and it went really different direction with everybody. Yeah, we have the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really appreciate the work of them because I was also challenging myself because I didn't bring one idea to focus in and to build and to work on it. And I felt I would like to also, yeah, because I have a parallel project in my mind, I didn't start yet, which is the focus is on 2 choreographers and they work parallel, and they have some dilemmas and some psychological discussion with different period of the creation, and the creation is not really important. More important what is in the mind of the 2 choreographers. So that I think this idea, what I bring here a bit to see the nature of the work and confronting them in different perspective of the work. But it was also a process for me. It was not decided in the end. I just day to day understand myself what's going on. Yeah, thank you.
This is nothing.
dance for the dead. I mean, the not living. I mean, the not dead and
Was bedeutet es für die Toten zu tanzen?
Ich meine, die nicht leben. Ich meine nicht Lebenden.
I mean, the not living.
hungry and prepared. We were working a lot on like landscape, so a medieval landscape, and playing with the space between action, activity, and acting, but acting is suspended in another space, but really kind of trying to animate this idea of activity. Yeah, and thank you guys. It was a lot of information in a short period of time. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Some questions now?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Are there some questions about what's happened just now, or? I would have a question. Is there,
Yeah, is this landscape like the structure?
can you try to speak up so all the people in the corner will hear you?
About the landscape, is this like meant as a structure of positions or physical tasks? Because it felt so perfectly arranged sometimes. I don't know if it was a set material or not.
And I think it was said, we had it very clear, we were working on intentionality, so it was very clear. So we had material called like 2D, and then how do you create space, animate the space between 2D and coming to life. So we were constructing images, deconstructing, reconstructing. So in a way, we spent a lot of time on trying to sculpt a body that has a clear intention in this landscape. So what are the logics that happen in this landscape, and certain agreements that the text appears and then an echo of the text, and like subtle compositional elements. But otherwise, it was just a kind of shared language across the group, and a kind of agreement of listening. The sonic, so we were working a lot on time, so strange time, how you can mine nuance, what strange time sounds like, versus comedic time, which is splat, splat. Yeah, so these kinds of different temporalities that can happen inside of the landscape. So it's just like a matter of like practice. We were a lot of practice stuff, and really as a way of trying to get into the idea of like a physical narration. So you take the audience with you in your imaginary and what you're constructing. Yeah. So otherwise it's open, but with compositional parts that appear.
I could sense an extraordinary state of presence in your group, and I wonder how you managed to get that kind of communal understanding of which kind of presence they're having in front of their audience now. So how do you make that within 5 days?
Well, the presence thing is the hardest, but it's the most, in a way, the most important in a way, because it's what enables us to establish a relationship with who's ever with us, right? So we're trying to work on this level of like narrating, but from physical intention. So we did, it's kind of a borrowed practice from authentic movement, but make it inauthentic movement. So it's constantly, so everything we were working on was relational. So it's always with the invitation to be seen, always to be looked at. That was the intention. So there's ways that this material can become psychological. We're looking at each other all the time, and it gets very small. But we were trying to always be on the level of the surface of the thing. So there was a clear intention in terms of gaze, or what we were trying to work on in terms of being seen. And so that produces maybe this feeling of presence.
I have a question. After I have spoke with some of you in this group, I've heard that you had this shaking ritual or like practice. So I was wondering, I could see maybe also then in the moving between each other that this bounciness was coming back, or how do you link it through this practice?
The shaking, which is kind of a riffing off of Qigong, and we just do it, and that's more for attention, like how to like tune a group. So how do you become an ensemble? You have to have like a shared practice. And that's a nice one because it doesn't paint the body with too much aesthetic.
Yeah.
So it just makes the body available to work. And then I would say what was more important to the design of the bodies was a practice of becoming very material with our own bodies and then with each other. So I would say that would be, yeah, the more designed part of the practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed like a lot of hits and the sound. Is this like the result of a certain principle in the moving, or is it the result of like the presence that you get?
For me, I think sound is a great way to work on image making. It helps guide, like you can, also it creates this thing of like a kind of sonic language. Yeah, it creates a kind of rhythm, or it tunes the group first of all so they can hear each other. It also, in a way, weirdly visualizes the body. So I think sound for me is super important. So how do you animate silence or strange time, and how do you create these strange rhythms in the body? So really listening, and then so that the body also becomes very visceral. And you can hear it like drag across the floor. Or yeah, so constantly from the beginning to the end, what is the shape? It's a tool to help with composition also. It was hard. Thanks you guys for being so brave to share this material. It was very hard. It's because it's inorganic. So the intention is to try to be thinking in action. So everything is very deliberate. So it's much harder with more people because it requires that much more listening and that much more tuning and sideways seeing, which is hard to do in such a short period of time. But it was very brave that everyone was willing to also share, what we were up to.
Naja. Viertelstunde, 20 Minuten, sowas? Viertelstunde eher. Ich spreche mal schnell mit.
the last couple of days, we've been working on practices around temporalities. We've been busy with the main strand or main practices is the slow gesture. Now what you're also seeing is slow as you can be, so it's a 1 second or 2 second situation that we've expanded over 5 minutes. Together we've been interested in exploring the relationships or the scales between narration and abstraction. We've also been looking at also the composition and the choreography of the theist, also looking at in relation to theatricality. And we've been busy with how do you break a single movement down into a frame, what do you do with that, also looking at a practice that I borrowed from Muybridge, who was creating the first moving images of how do you break a movement down from beginning to end. And through the week we've been busy with these practices, and today we have 4 little compositions that they will show you. So we were ready to start.
weakness, injuries. So another thing that I'm quite interested in is how to work with an immediate emergent situation. So we've been constructing a series of 3 different injuries in which we are working around. And this aroundness practice is this hyperstimulation, so everything at the same time that could be hurt, but you're wondering who hurt you, and you're wondering if you're late for your appointment. So it's like 6 narratives happening at the same time, like continuously. And I'm going to count in this, so just so we're changing them. And you ready? Move a little bit over here.
Yeah.
Have you got enough space? A little bit more over? No.
Yeah.
The 2 groups. Let's take the bigger group, the 4 first. And so, yeah, this was where we had six images, which we broke down frame by frame, as if it, 3 to 4 different frames. Can take a second.
Five, 6, 7, 8.
And then we have the text, so we've been looking at how to apply these things to textual material, and we have 3 groups.
Everybody thought Jonathan would drop you off at the cinema. And everybody thought Jonathan would drop you off at the cinema. Everybody, 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 everybody thought, everybody thought.
Worse than expected. Not in the way she had imagined. 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 Image. Not in the way she had imagined. Image. Not in the way. Image. Though. Image. She had. Image. She had. Image. 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 Imagined the way. Not in the way she had imagined. Not in the way she imagined. It might hurt.
my turn.
It was not always connected. I think, for example, us, sometimes we connected the gestures to the meaning, some others we just did random stuff, and then we had like a code for a part, but then we destroyed it. So we had always like you, but then at some point we dropped it and we came in with the new code.
And we first developed the text, which was a very specific like strategy how to develop it and what was the philosophy behind it. And I think from that, everything coming after in the movement was very like affected from the way we developed the text. And then we could either concentrate on the rhythmicality we developed or on the context and the meaning.
Yeah, and I think we were also trying to research how we can register meaning in different temporalities between deconstructing a text and the way that you can glitch this text by voice, and then what happens if you like keep this rhythmicality or be aware of that rhythmicality, what happens there?
And I think in general these days we worked a lot in between narration and abstraction, and we were always in between.
I wonder how in the process you come to these results. Is it something where you have like a sentence before and then you construct the sentence? Or is it like you start with something and then the sentence develops out of that? So do you start with a miniature or with the whole plot?
Yeah, with this instance we started with the miniature with the sentence, and then it's also to kind of break that apart. And then it was bringing in different compositional methods of doing that, whether it's like through repetition. I mean, I've also worked with it is also thinking oneself as a looper or distortion or echo. So then, how do you apply certain kind of principles on it? And then there's that as a framework. Then if you do it in duos or trios, then is it unison? Are you working with echo? So then there becomes can be quite a complexity of like compositional strategies then on top of it.
Everyone likes to do like emotion, acting, like moving on the wall. I just wondered if, because the emotions like shifted throughout, and I noticed some like more staccato like elements. Like, was that like a kind of a code to like change the emotions so the group was connected all the time? It looked like it was like making sense, but I was just trying to work out how like everyone knew. But yeah, I like the play of the rhythms there.
Yeah, I mean, especially within this practice or in general, I'm really interested in how to constantly apply strategies of diversion, so really never fully arriving. So we've been really busy with how to, also it's very cinematic for me of how to have our own streams of narration that are constantly diverting. And then what you saw later that you mentioned is another technology that I'm working with skipping frames. So then it's that you actually fast forward in the trajectory. So it's more principles that we're working with.
Thank you.
Cool. One more?
I'm really not asking today, but I was learning really, really slow, and all this like the blinking that is so natural for us to do when swallowing and breathing in these 5 days. How do you feel like you were able to take more control of these body parts?
Well, I mean, we talked a lot about this. I mean, I let them speak, but also in this practice, like blinking and swallowing become huge movements. So I shared some of the strategies that I've been working with in practices, but maybe you want to say something about control in relation to this.
Actually I tried today. We had through this image during 5 minutes to shift position and then facial expressions. And often like what we have noticed is that we start from neutral to more like smiling. And yes, it's true that those things that you used to shift quite fast today were harder, because actually I started with the smile and then going to neutral, but then the lips and everything in the muscles, the facial muscles starts trembling, so it's not really a smile anymore, but it's more like sense, and I think this is for sure something that can be trained so much. For sure, I feel like, for me at least, it got better. The blinking and breathing also, not because things are moving slow, but in the head can move very fast also. Like the thoughts are fast.
Thank you.